Hello students. So students, I hope you are understanding this chapter well and you have understood all the topics which has been explained to you. Now you see students, in the chapter that is reaching the age of adolescence. Till now, we had discussed the meaning of adolescence, we discussed the different kind of glands as well as the different kind of hormones responsible for release of different kind of hormones. Now, not only this student, we discussed about the different kind of a reproductive system as well as the secondary sexual characteristic that occur in men and that of the women. When a person reaches to that of the adolescence phase, or these characteristics occur during that of the puberty. In this chapter, student, we also discussed about a cycle and that is known as the menstrual cycle. And after menstrual cycle, we were talking about a very important topic and that is known as the sex determination. Sex determination means what, student? That is, how can you identify, how can you determine the sex of an unborn baby? Okay, so you see student, basically what happened? Male is there and the female is there. So your parents, they are having or a person is having 23 pair of a chromosome and these chromosomes are what? Thread like a structure which is present inside to that of the nucleus. So we can say that a chromosome is there. Thread-like a structure present in the nucleus, and basically this chromosome consisting of the genetic material. Okay, so it is consisting of the genetic material. The second thing about that of the chromosome, students, that is, in human being there are 23 pair of chromosomes are there. Okay, so we can say 23 pair of chromosomes. Now these all chromosomes, they used to carry the genetic material. So pair of chromosomes. And out of these 23 pair of chromosomes, 22 pair of chromosomes are called autosomes. They are called as a autosome. So 23 pair of chromosomes are there and out of which 22 pair are autosome. It means these 22 pair of chromosome used to carry the genetic material, the genetic information of parents to that of the offspring. Okay. Now, 22 pair of a chromosome is over. Still one pair of a chromosome is left. So, that one pair of a chromosome is responsible for determining the sex of a person. Okay. One pair of chromosome is called as sex chromosome. Okay, so one pair of a chromosome is called as a sex chromosome. Why it is known as a sex chromosome, student? Because it explains about the gender. Okay, this is the chromosome which decide actually the gender of a person. So we can say that this chromosome, this pair of a chromosome is a sex chromosome. So 23 pair of a chromosomes are there, 22 pair are autosome and one pair is the sex chromosome. Now we had discussed one thing here, students. Let me remind you that one also. That is the male and the female. They are having this pair of a chromosome is different in that of the male and that of the female. If we talk in case of a male, so in case of a male, autosomes are there which used to carry the genetic information, and that is very much equal to the female only. But the pair of a chromosome which is responsible for determining the sex actually is XY. So one pair of a chromosome is there. So one chromosome is X, another chromosome is Y. So that is why it is XY. It means it is the one pair of a sex chromosome. So XY sex chromosome. One pair XY sex chromosome is present in that of the male. If we talk about in case of a female. So in case of a female student, you see XX. So the pair of a chromosome present in that of the female is XX. So we can say female consisting of the sex chromosome in it. XX sex chromosome. Okay, so two X's are there in that of the female and the male sex chromosome consisting of one X and one Y. Now let us try to understand that how these two chromosomes basically responsible for determining the sex of an unborn baby. Now, before we go further and try to understand, we said that a human being consisting of a 23 pair of a chromosome. If we are saying 23 pair means what? 23 pair, it means 46 chromosomes. Right? Now see. Okay, so 23 pair is equals to 46 chromosomes are there. Now you see students, if we are saying 46 chromosomes, it means male is there having 23 pair or 46 chromosomes. And female is there having 23 pair, again 46 chromosomes. Okay, now out of this 23 pair or out of this 46 chromosome, half of the chromosome come from the father and half of the chromosome come from the mother when the fusion occur between that of the male and that of the female. Okay, so you know that during fertilization what happened, the sperms and that of the ovum, they used to fuse together to form the zygote. Now sperm carries half of the chromosomes and ovum carries half of the chromosome from that of the female. And ultimately 23 chromosomes from the male, 23 chromosomes from the female will fuse together to form the 46 chromosome or 23 pair of chromosome in a human being. Let me tell you how does it happen, and then we will try to understand that how the sex determination occur. So you see students, basically if we talk a male and that of the female. So this is a male, this is that of the female. So from male 23, I am writing it as a 46 chromosome students, not 23. I am writing it here as a 46 chromosome. Here also the same thing, that is 46 chromosomes in case of a female also. Now out of this 46 chromosomes, sperms used to come out, that is the male gamete. So male gamete is there. Now this male gamete, it consisting of a 23 chromosome. Now I am not saying pair of, I am saying simply 23 chromosomes came out from that of the male gamete. In case of the female gamete students, again the same thing, that is 23 chromosomes. 23 chromosome, not pair of, but 23 chromosomes came out from that of the 46 chromosomes. You see, this is the 46 chromosome, and the male gamete, that is the sperm, used to carry the 23 chromosome, and the female gamete, that is ovum, also carries that of the 23 chromosome. So 23 chromosome, when they fuses together, then what will happen? There is a formation of a zygote, right? Now this zygote is basically formed due to the fusion. So this 23 chromosome goes to this zygote. This 23 chromosome of the female also, these mixes together, and ultimately 23 again form a 46 chromosomes, right? So you see, students, here half of the chromosomes came from the male, half of the chromosome come from the female. They fuses together, ultimately forming the 23 pair of chromosomes or 46 chromosomes. Now let us try to understand that how a single chromosome is responsible for, or how the transfer of a single chromosome occur, and how the sex chromosomes help in the determination of the sex of a person or gender of a person. If we talk about the male student, so male is having two type of a chromosome. Okay, one pair of a sex chromosome consisting of a two type of a chromosome. One is X chromosome, another one is that of the Y chromosome. But if we talk in case of a female student, so in case of a female, both of the chromosome is the X chromosome. Here, one is X, one is Y, but when we talk in the sex chromosome in that of the female, so they are having the two sex chromosome, two X chromosomes. Okay. Now, if suppose what happened, now sperm can carry anything. Sperm is carrying only one of the chromosome out of these two. And the ovum used to carry one of the chromosome out of these two. So you see, if suppose the sperm carrying the X chromosome, it will only carry any one, students. Here also the same thing, it will carry any one. So it carries X chromosome from that of the male. And here also it the ovum carries the X chromosome. There is no other option also in case of the female. Both of them are the X chromosome. Now, when these two, sperm and that of the ovum, they fuses together, then X and X, formation of a XX occur. Okay? Now you know that. So, what will be the gender of the unborn baby? So, you know that XX chromosome, this type of a sex chromosome is present in case of a female. So, the gender of a unborn baby, it will be female. So, you see, student, if the sperm carrying the X chromosome from the male, then here there is no need to say anything, because every time the ovum will carry the X chromosome, because both of the chromosome is XX only. So it will carry this X chromosome. So X of the male, X of the female, they fuses together and the formation of a zygote occur. Now this zygote consisting of a XX pair of a chromosomes, and we know that this pair of a chromosome decides that the unborn baby's gender will be female or a girl child. What will happen if suppose this Y will be chosen by that of the sperm? Okay, so if Y will come with the sperm and X will come from that of the ovum, and now the fusion occurred. I am doing this fusion, student, here. So if this fusion occur between the Y and that of the X, then XY will be formed, students. This X and this Y, formation of a XY, and you know that XY, if the sex pair of a chromosome is XY, ultimately it will decide the gender of a person as a male. So we can say that the male they are having the XY chromosome. Ultimately, if the Y chromosome is came with that of the male gamete, it came with that of the sperm. So X of that of the female, it fuses together and form the zygote consisting of the XY. So here the gender of the unborn baby will be male. So here in this case the gender of the unborn baby will be female, and in this case the gender of the unborn baby will be male. Okay. So I hope you have understood that how can we determine the sex of a person. Now you have seen one thing, students, that every time in case of a female, the ovum will carry only X chromosome because both of them is the X only. Here it can be as X, it can be Y. Now what are the chances of coming of the X and Y? Now here in this case, X chromosome can occur, means 50-50 ratio we can say. 50% of the chances is there that gamete, that sperm will carry the X chromosome, and 50% chances is there that it will carry the Y chromosome. Okay, so we can say that the 50% of the X and Y will decide the gender, that whether it will be male or that of the female. So it is, you can say, the male of the sex pair of a chromosome decide the gender, not that of the female, because it already consisting both of them as a X chromosome. Now see, now you have heard, student, that women they are blamed to give birth to a girl child. So it is actually it is a natural process. You see that nobody can control on this to give birth to a boy or to a girl. But if we look scientifically on the basis of the chromosome, so you can see that the female, since they carrying the one type of a chromosome, they do not decide the gender. It is that of the male which carry the Y chromosome. So if the Y will come with that of the sperm, only the chances will be there to give birth to a boy. Otherwise, if the X chromosome will be carried by the sperm, then the chances of the female. So there is no that much role of the female will not going to change anything. Ultimately, it is the male. So it is very incorrect to blame a mother for giving birth to a girl child, because it is the father's X chromosome will decide the gender of an individual. But ultimately, student, I'll say that it is a natural thing. Nobody can control about it, giving birth to a boy or to that of a girl. Okay, so the sperm will decide, if it is carrying the X chromosome, then girl. If it is carrying the Y, then it will be a boy, and nobody can do anything on that. Okay. Now let us move on and try to understand the next topic of this chapter, and that is very important topic, students. So we have discussed a lot of things, students, about that what is adolescence, what happens in the adolescence, what kind of changes occur in that of the adolescence phase, or a person when reaches to the puberty. Now, we see the lot of changes occur, students. So it is very important that we should take care of a teenagers, or we should encourage them to take care of themselves. So the next topic is all about reproductive health. Reproductive health. So before we go further and try to understand, we know that one very important thing, and that is health. What is a health? So if somebody asks you that what do you understand by the health, you will say that health is something which a person should be physically fit, okay, and all person should be disease free. So is it the correct definition of the health? No. Because health is not only, it is not only defined that of the physical health, but the mental health also very important. So if a person is not only physically fit but mentally and socially fit, then only we will call that person as a healthy person, or then we will say that person is having a good health. Okay. So, health is referred to the physical and the mental well-being. If we define the health, so health is defined as physical and mental well-being of an individual. Okay, so we can say that health is what something, student, it is about that how a person should be physically and that of them mentally fit. Now, why it is important to take care of a mental health? It is because you know that during the adolescence phase, this is the phase when a boy or a girl or when a teenagers undergoes a lot of changes, and that changes, it could be the physical as well as the mental. So lot of psychological changes occur, lot of mental changes occur, emotional changes occur. So it is utmost important to take care of their health. Okay, so we can say that as rapid growth occur, rapid growth in the physical and mental growth in the physical and mental growth occurs. So it is utmost important to take care of the health, to take care of the health. Okay, so since the rapid growth occur in the physical and the mental, you can say, so, or we can say the rapid changes occur in the physical and the mental growth, and so it is very important to take care of the health. And in order to maintain the health, a teenager can do certain things. What are the things, students? That taking proper nutritions. Okay, so if you are taking a proper nutrients in your diet, ultimately it will help in building your physical fitness. Okay, now the second one is the personal hygiene, student, because you see is this time a lot of changes occur in the body. So personal hygiene is very much important during the adolescence phase. Then exercise. Yes, exercise is very important because it is not only limited to that of the physical but the mental also. Exercise will help you, giving you mental peace. And lastly, leaving any kind of addiction. Okay, because at that time the teenagers, they want to take the decision independently. They want to taste everything. They are very excited to know the new thing. So ultimately at that time it should be much better that the person should be conscious regarding the good or the bad, or which is good for the health and which is bad for the health. So we will discuss each and every point one by one. So first of all, we will write it that what we can do for getting the good reproductive health. Reproductive health is very important, students, and we are talking about the reproductive health because in the adolescence phase, this is the reproductive system which undergoes a lot of changes. So we can write it that in order to maintain good health, teenagers should take care about it. good health, teenagers needs balanced diet, need balanced diet. Balanced diet is very important. Then proper personal hygiene is very important. Proper take care of themselves is very important, students. Proper personal hygiene. Is that only the proper personal hygiene is important? No, but a lot of physical exercise is also very important. Okay, physical exercises help in making the muscles strong as well as giving peace, relaxation. So we can say yes, a lot of physical exercise is very important. Exercise. Okay, so these are the few things that is very important in order to maintain the health of adolescents. Now let us start with the first one, student, that is nutrition during the adolescence. Okay, it means taking the good balanced diet. That is also very important. So we can write it, nutrition during adolescence. Nutrition during adolescence phase. It is very important, students. Adolescence. Nutrition during adolescence. Now basically what happened, that good nutrition is very important for the adolescents, taking fruits, taking vegetables, taking healthy diet and including all the different kind of nutrients in our diet, make our diet balanced and also help in providing the all kind of benefits. So we can say good nutrition is important. Good nutrition is important since it gives healthy growth and development of an adolescent. Growth and development of an adolescent. Okay, so we can say the good nutrition is very important. Now what kind of a balanced diet should a person take, student? You know that a balanced diet is what? Which include protein, which include fats, which includes the vitamins, minerals should be there, a proper amount of carbohydrate will be there, and roughage is also very important, students. So we can say that all these the different kind of nutrients should be present in our diet, which makes our diet balanced diet. So balanced diet contains adequate amount of adequate amount of protein, contain adequate amount of proteins, then vitamins are there, student, carbohydrate, fats, minerals, carbohydrates are there, then fats are also very important, minerals. Okay, in order to meet the changing nutritional needs, in order to give all the changing nutritional needs. Okay, so in order to provide all the different kind of nutrition to that of the adolescents, we can say that yes, we should eat, teenagers should take a proper balanced diet in their food, and that is also very important. So this is, students, you can say that nutrition during the adolescence is very important to that of the teenagers also.